Are you looking for a small portable light that you can bring with you just in case you need a little bit of fill light on that next shoot? I think I have the answer for you. This is the Inkee GC12. This is a really cool light that I definitely think you're gonna need to add to your camera bag. Now, one of the cool things I really like about this light is just the small portability of it. So you saw how quickly I blew this up. There's basically a little valve right here. You depress this button here, and then you kind of just wring out the air, just like that. Close it up. This folds like this folds like that, and you are packed and ready to go. Put this in your bag, put this in your suitcase if you're traveling. It's just a really small light that folds down nice and compact. A really cool feature about this is it is wireless, it's rechargeable, USB-C right here, so super cool. But yeah, the best part about this light is the fact that it just blows up so fast. You can really do it in just one big breath. And just like that, it's in, boom, and you're ready to go. This light here is 12 watts, but it has plenty of power. And I'll turn this on for you again so you can see how quickly that powers up. And yeah, you can see the light that it provides is really nice. What I really like about this light is it's a long light. Normally when you look at little portable lights that you're gonna have with you, a lot of them are like little square lights. Like for instance, I have the little VGM light that I'm actually using right here as my little backlight. Actually, I'll just show it to you real quick. So this is the VGM light that I've had. I've been taking this with me on shoots. I usually just throw this in my bag and I just have it there just in case I need a little bit of fill light. Normally when I'm shooting events, I'm trying to use as much of the ambient light as I can to not really take away from the experience as far as how you would see it if you were a guest at the event. I want you to experience it through the camera exactly how you would see it without any type of artificial light enhancing anything. A lot of times I find myself using the light inside of bars when the bartenders are making drinks. So we'll get requests to get, shots of cocktails being made. And that's usually one of the areas, especially the bar, where it's usually really dark and sometimes it's hard to get those shots. The cool thing with the little bit of light is that it gives you a little bit of light in there. So when they're pouring the drinks and stuff like that, you get a little bit of the reflection off the alcohol being poured out of the bottle, with the side light. The problem with this little light, it's not really a problem because like I said, I don't really use it too much, but when I do use it, one problem that I do see is the light is so small as far as the light source size. So, the bigger the light source, the more diffused, the softer the light. And when you're shooting things with video, you want to have soft light. Unless you're really going for that harsh light look, a lot of times you want a little bit softer light. So with this light here, you can see it's just kind of a square. So as far as the way the light comes out, let me put it in regular mode here. So you can see as far as how the light comes out, it's kind of just like in a beam, it's not really too diffused. All right, so you can see what that looks like. Okay, and then now with this light here, you can see what that looks like. So the light is more diffused. That light was a little more orange, so let's actually, we'll bump down the Kelvin here, make it a little more orange so you can see what that looks like. So again, we'll show you the comparison. This is the VGM little square light up here. All right, just like that. And then now the Inkee GC12 light up here, just like that. So I'm looking at the monitor here down below and the light just looks a lot softer. The reason why being because again, if you look at the size of the lights, you have a light source coming out of this, so it's making this kind of a shape on your face, just like a square shape, versus this tube light. It's really big as far as the light goes. You can see the light is really nice and diffused. Hold a light like this in one hand, hold your camera over here, boom, 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 get your shots. If you're doing video, it might be a little more difficult, but you have your gimbal and then you have your light up top, while you're shining and doing that. So that's kind of cool. But I just like the light because it's super nice. Even if you have someone nearby and you say, hey, can you hold this real quick and shine it up. So this is the GC12, so it's a 12-watt light. But I like because again, it's rechargeable. So if it does die, you just hook it up to your power bank when you're out and about and you can charge it up really quickly, in between shoots or scenes or, whatever it is you're doing, with this light. On the back side here, you have buttons for your up and down as far as your power goes. And then your Kelvin, you also have settings for that. And then you also have the button here for different brightness settings, which is really cool. It's like a preset. All right, so you can go just like that and keep boosting the power till it gets brighter instead of having to hold the button down. And then if you do long press the power button, all right, I'll show you real quick, and then actually turns off the light. Now, one of the cool things, kind of like a safety feature, is if you just had this in your bag and you accidentally pushed it, well, it doesn't turn on, right? You have to hold the button down. And even when you hold the button down the first time, then you got to hold it down again for another 3 seconds in order for the actual light to turn on, so that you disengage like the airplane safety mode. And then your light is actually on, which is really cool. So yeah, you have the light here. Again, you hit the power button, and then boom, it goes to like its different presets. This setting here is 25%. All right, and I'm actually going to turn off the light that I have here as my key light. So as you guys can see, I am now completely dark. I turned my key light off right over here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that, you know, just using this one light, you can get good results. That, you know, I have plugged in here a regular light with a softbox with the grid on it, but now we're just going to use just a little inflatable tube light, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we're going to power this on, all right, and I think we could probably go down to like maybe 5%. I'm going to say 5%, and let's see what that looks like. And 5% looks pretty good. The light is right here, right off the camera. I'm on a 16mm lens right now, but that light looks actually pretty good. All right, so that's at 5%. Let's go up to 10%, so twice the power. All right, and that light looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna make the light a little bit bluer. So we'll go to like, let's say 5500 Kelvin. All right, a little wider light. But yeah, that looks pretty good for a fill light. I think that looks really good as far as the picture goes. All right, and that's at 10. Let's go up to 15 now. That's a little brighter. And right now I'm at 4K 23.98, and I'm at f1.8 ISO 100 and a shutter angle of 180. And this is what the picture looks like. This looks really good, guys. I think this looks really good. As I come in a little closer, it's a little too bright, but right off camera. And I think that looks really good. Aside from the reflection in the background, if I was to move my head like that, you wouldn't see the reflection, but that looks pretty good. I think that looks good. Again, this is 15%. And the cool thing is on the back, it actually tells you how much time you have left on the clock here. So 5 hours we can run, according to what this says, at 15%. So we can shoot a 5-hour video at 15% light, and we're gonna be pretty good. It's kind of like a pool float is the construction of this material. That's basically what it feels like. It feels kind of like a pool float you would get, like a tube. The backside is all blacked out, so the light only comes out from the front. The front is like this frosted plastic so that it gives you the diffusion, which is really nice. To deflate the tube, you actually just push this button right here in the middle, and then the air comes out. And then what I do is I kind of just roll it from the bottom, just like this, and then fold it over, and then all of the air is out, and you're ready to go. So now that it's deflated, you can see what it looks like on the inside. So you can see here that there is an LED like bar, you know, all the way through this light. You know, I'll zoom in a little closer so you can see what that looks like. So there's the little LEDs there. From here, you can see that it's totally an LED. So if I turn this on right now in front of the camera, then you can, I mean, even then on the camera, you can't even see the individual LEDs. If you look at it to the naked eye, then you can definitely see them, but for some reason the camera does not pick them up. It did initially, and then it didn't. So here, okay, you can see them right there. So let's see if you can still see them at, let's say, 1%. Okay, so I'm turning it on, and now here's 1%. Yeah, it goes away, so you can't see it. So you can't actually see the individual LEDs. To the naked eye, I can see the individual LEDs as of right now, but the second you inflate it, you cannot see the individual LEDs. And on camera, you can see what this looks like. It just is glowing like one big tube, which is really nice. On the top of the light, it has a little loop, so that you can hook it up onto like a light stand or a hook somewhere if you wanted to hang it above you, you know, or however you wanted to do that. But the really cool thing on the back is it actually has magnets. So it has 2 magnets down here and 1 magnet on the top. And what's really cool is you can just stick it onto things, you know, if you needed to. So let me zoom in my hat rack over here real quick. But yeah, check this out. it just sticks right on there. So it sticks right onto the metal. Let me move this hat out of the way here. But yeah, check that out. Sticks right onto the metal, and yeah, look at that. Super cool. And the magnets are really strong, so you can hear when it attaches. This thing is not going anywhere. If you wanted to hang it, you know, over your head or somewhere like that, then I don't know if they make hooks for this, but what you could do is you could use a C-stand and use a crossbar on the C-stand and then just magnetize it to that, and then it'll kind of hang up over the top just like this, which gives you this kind of effect. Check that light out, guys. That light looks really good. Let's turn this key light off again, and let's just use this light in front. Yeah, look at that, like right out of frame. Let's see, turn it like this. That looks pretty good. The light looks really good, and this is at 1%. So this is at 1%. Again, my settings: 4K 24 at shutter 180 or angle 180, f 1.8, ISO 100, and this is what it looks like. So this is at 1%, and at 1%, this thing can go for another 8 hours and 40 minutes. So super cool, super cool. All right, turn back on my key light and push this out of the way. But yeah, guys, this light is super handy to have. Like I said, it is rechargeable via USB-C, which is really nice. Currently, it is at 75% battery, and at 1%, it says I can have this on for 8 hours and 49 minutes. So that is super impressive because it's giving you the actual time, so you know it goes down, and you know that it actually works because as I put up the power here, so once I go to 25%, now it goes down to 3 hours and 16 minutes. 50% goes down now to an hour and 54 minutes. 75%, you're now at an hour and 20 minutes. And then if you go full on 100, blast them in the face, at 75%, you can go for 1 hour. And that's pretty impressive because look how bright it is. It's able to light up the whole back over here. You can see how bright that is. And again, this says it's only 12 watts. So, I mean, you can see how totally bright that is. Like, I'm totally blown out now. But yeah, that's at 100%. So this thing is super bright. So like I said, if you're shooting in a bar or a restaurant and you just need a little bit of fill light, over that dish so you can get that really nice light, or over that cocktail being poured, this is a really, really nice light. So again, this is the 12-watt version. They do make a 20-watt version. The only thing with the 20-watt version is you have to have it plugged into USB-C power to use it. It's not actually wireless like this one here. So, and again, super easy to blow up. I'll show you again one more time. One full breath and it's on. And yeah, there you go. Zoom, zoom. And now you're filming like a pro. Huh? Who's that? That's Chunka. Chunka. Chunk, you want to say hi to the people? Here, Chunk is here. Oh, here's Chunk, guys. This is Chunk. She is my Chunk girl. She's an English bulldog, and we've had Chunk now for, how old are you now, Chunk? You're just a little over 1 year old, huh? Yeah. So this is Chunk. Like I said, she's a really good girl. She's a sweet little girl. She's my little girl, huh? Yeah. But you guys probably haven't seen her in any videos because she just stays inside because it's been too hot. Anyways, guys, yeah, so that was the Inkee GC12 light. Super cool. Highly recommend you get one of these and throw it in your bag. Again, you can get these on Amazon. I believe B&H has them too, but $39 on Amazon. They'll get there to you like probably next day or in 2 days. So definitely something you should pick up for your next event, just to have it just in case. But yeah, I think it's super cool. Anyways, guys, hopefully you liked the video. If you have any questions or comments about the light, feel free to leave those down below. If you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time we put out a new video. And until next time, guys, see ya.